David writes Psalm 18. Look at this. He starts off. This is the only time in the Bible where a Bible writer, a person writing says, I love you to God. It's the only time. Paul doesn't say it. Peter, James, and John, nowhere. Moses, Elijah, no one says directly to God, I love you, except for here. Now in this translation it says, I will love you, but I've looked at 50 translations or 40, some 40 or 50, I don't know the number, but many of them, the Hebrew translation of these other Bible translations are direct, I love you, not I will love you, I do love you. So the Hebrew can go either direction. But he starts off the day, now 16 months of compromise, remember that. City got burned, men are gonna kill him, family got delivered, Saul got killed. The emotions, he goes, I love you and you love me. I know 16 months, I know I shouldn't have been there, I know I shouldn't have lied, I know I shouldn't. I love you and you love me. You're my strength. Verse 19. Oh, this Psalm 18 is amazing. Look at, you've brought me to a broad place. That's an understatement because he's got to be made king very soon in Hebron, very soon. Matter of fact, in the next chapter or two, he's going to be made king. You've brought me to a broad place. I'm set free from Saul now. I'm done with the Philistines. Oh, I'm in a broad place. My family's back. Everything's turned. I'm in a broad place. And somebody says, I always like to say this. The news reporter is interviewing David. David, why did God have such a remarkable turn of events? I mean, here you are, a fugitive outlaw. You've been in some compromise, I hear, been spinning some stories, some bit of deception. Your men are pretty upset at you at one time, like 2 days ago. Really upset with you. Wives are pretty mad at you too. Why did the sudden turnaround? God says, I know why. God likes me. That's it. I didn't deserve it. Look at it. He delights in me. Come on up, worship team. He delights in me. That's why God did this. He likes me. Well, David, what about probation for a while? Don't you, after your compromise? No, I love him and he likes me. That's where we start. Verse 35, he declares to the Lord, Lord, your gentleness. You've dealt with me with so much gentleness. You could have been far more severe with what I deserve right now. Your gentleness has given me courage that in the days to come, the greatness of your plan in my life will come to pass because you didn't write me off. You treated me with gentleness. And then in paragraph B, the same thing, he writes Psalm 56, while he's with Achish, it says. Just read it to you. He says to the Lord, Lord, you numbered my wanderings. You took note of these last 16 months. You knew what I was doing. You saw my tears. I cried many times in that 16 months. People wrote me off. David, you're just in compromise. He goes, I was crying. He goes, and they said, oh, stop your crying and start repenting. He goes, but I know that every tear I shed was in your book. You didn't throw any of my tears. You stored them all up. Verse 9, I cried out to you. I knew my enemies would turn back. I know I was in fear 16 months ago, but this I know, God is for me. That's what he wrote in that season as well.